Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about One Piece chapter 931.
You thinking ain't doing no more favors. Never need a nigga just to make me famous. Lil nigga flow go crazy, and them other niggas can't tame it. Flame it. All of the niggas that doubt it. All y'all niggas some cowards. All y'all niggas step up and get devoured. 6 feet deep with a bouquet of flowers. Tell me what am I supposed to do? Cause respect for mine is so overdue. I'm the best in it, just pay attention, take a closer view, cause I'm supposed to do.
The controversy surrounding this chapter is at an all-time high. The community is drawing conclusions and respective opinions on what went down, especially on the ending of this chapter. Normally I refrain from doing these chapter reviews, but I thought I'd give my perspective and clarity on what I think this chapter means overall. Guys, the community can be a toxic place. I think it's vital you do your best for yourself to understand a chapter before you formalize your thoughts and opinions and give out a myopic reason to why you may not like or enjoy the chapter. This allows for the growth in a community for a series that we love and enjoy. The Great Osoba Mask. Guys, you know I wanted to see the Sanji greatness and progression of his character. Since post-time skip, he's kind of dropped as being one of my favorite characters, because if you remember my video on him,
the entirety of what Sanji did during Whole Cake Island, which was practically bake a fucking cake and one-shot a couple people, and mostly fodder, with the exception of Oven and Daifuku.
I admit I didn't speak too kindly on him. Take note that Sanji's character is evolving. The crew comes first, regardless of anything. You remember when Luffy found out about Ace, he realized that even though he had his own journey, he didn't want to forget the whereabouts of his own crew and lives. Time and time again, we've seen many of the Straw Hats do this. Now comes Sanji. This isn't the first time he's done this, but it's the first when faced with a choice. He didn't have to stay behind, but he rather the plan succeed and rely and trust in others to get their part done. This also happened in Whole Cake Island when Sanji was asked about Luffy and Katakuri. But the key difference is he's overcoming his pride to put on the raid suit. This fight is exactly what we needed. This fight won't be an extreme diff because Sanji can't be half dead halfway through the arc, but I don't think this fight will be a mid diff either, considering how strong the 6 should be, showcasing a new power which probably needs some tweaks to his raid suit to adjust his style of combat a bit more, which he admits he needs by Frankie and Usopp. Makes sense for a high diff fight. Now that's assuming if we don't get X-Drake and Basil Hawkins interfering, or some other outlier. I love this suit. I was a bit reserved before because I had thought the suit would have been more yellow, but man oh man, it's looking great. I swear when Usopp and Frankie deck it out with some Straw Hat logos on the headgear and the chest emblem, it's gonna look phenomenal. And I'm so happy that Sanji got to accomplish his first dream of being invisible here today. His strength, showcasing, and capabilities, the way it's going, we might have to put him above Zoro. Page 1 was also looking beastly in his hybrid form, living up to his reputation. I can't wait to see the outcome of this. Now I'm going to save the Robin part of this chapter for the review of Wano Act 2 because I think there's a lot going on in that Pacific panel. But let's get to Big Mom. This is the part of the chapter everyone is feeling a bit of trepidation. The fact of the matter is at this moment Big Mom has lost her memories. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was feeling a bit taken back from after seeing the resolution to Big Mom after the events of chapter 930, but this is exactly what I predicted. Maybe not necessarily how I thought everything was going to unfold though. If you take a second to recall, the events that are happening to Big Mom happened to Luffy. Entering Wano via a similar way, separation from crew, waking up on the beach, meeting O-tama. Now if you watch my video on Wano, or if you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below, but there is a pattern. I go on to mention how the style Wano has takes a lot of inspiration from Kabuki, Japan's classic drama plays, entertainment being the main driving force, and usually each play consists of 5 acts. I want you to close your eyes and visualize yourself in a theater looking at a stage of Wano. Every intricacy and little part of the town, landscape, people, animals, the city, Orochi's castle, Kaido's island, Onigashima has its own built little stage. Oda is simply shining the light on every act that's unfolding in front of our eyes that he wants us to see. The purpose being he wants everyone to draw their own conclusions. We are going to go through a series of mixed emotions. That is the intended point. Big Mom has a purpose being here in this part of the story. The spotlight is on her. A lot of you guys had issues with the pacing of Dressrosa, where characters were seen for the first time were being fleshed out on screen, missing the opportunity to develop some characters like Robin. Well, it shouldn't be an issue here. Big Mom has arrived now, not later when they're at the climax of the arc right now. We are getting Big Mom's resolution here and now in Wano. It's already been put in place as set up by Oda that Big Mom has had numerous occasions of a mental disorder. This isn't the first time she's lost her memory. If you recall back to the time she ate Mother Karma. Her cumulative life experiences, traumatic events, and anxieties contributed to this cause. Big Mom fell in the ocean and nearly drowned. She's lucky to be alive considering she's a devil fruit user. Now, as a writing standpoint, where does this bring us? From a narrative perspective, a lot of people have mixed feelings, some even saying this feels contrived. Big Mom allying with the Straw Hats? What does this all mean? It goes against her character. Now, I'm assuming her crew isn't going to be 100% for this. Obviously, they're probably going to go on searching for her because you can bet they're definitely going to point their finger at Kaido for his crew to blame. But this isn't the first time Big Mom has allied with a Yonko. Jokes aside. Let's just slow things down a bit. The fact remains is there's no way the Straw Hats are taking on 2 Yonko. Have you seen Marineford and Whitebeard's crew did amongst the Navy and 3 admirals? And you think Luffy, Kid, Law, and company can take on 2 of these I gotta remind you, 2 of them have been baby shaked off the map. You guys went batshit crazy when Jinbei, Nambi, Chopper, and Brook faced off without their captain against Big Mom. This is 2 of them at peak form on literally one of the strongest countries in the world. I don't see Big Mom losing her memory as a convenient plot device. I find it odd that me, who didn't enjoy Whole Cake Island that much, actually noticed the setup for Big Mom's character going into this arc. This is a good setup considering at one point she will recall her memories, giving us a resolution with Mother Karma. Now, some of you may say it's not the job for us to come up with a way to make this believable. It's the mangaka's job. It's Oda's job, considering this plot point has been used a lot in a lot of series, regardless if it's done right or not. But believe you me, this is done right. Now, to me, being predictable doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad. I want you to keep this in mind. Just because I know what Monkey D. Luffy is going to do or how a character is going to react when faced with a problem doesn't make them bad characters or this a bad setup. We followed them during the arcs and you know at a certain point how they're going to react based on what you've seen. I think twists are great, but without hints or foreshadowing, it could come up as a bit contrived. The fact that she may or may not fit the trope doesn't matter. It's how well that character fits into the story and impacts the narrative that does. If you have a problem with the way it was executed during the chapter, it doesn't stem from this moment. It stems from your understanding of Big Mom as a character, of what Oda was trying to portray. Guys, I gotta say I really enjoyed this chapter. It was well done and executed. I love that you guys can critique the series we enjoy. We don't just give mangakas a pass because they are our favorites, but I said before, if you're invested this much in a series of 900 plus chapters and you haven't left by now, have a little faith. I give this chapter an 8 out of 10. Been working on a couple of videos for you guys, so stay tuned. If you want to talk shop about manga, anime, webtoons, or find out what I'm watching, check out my anime list. That's going to do it for me today. Like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And as always, you can find me in Discord. I'll link, and stay tuned for my next videos.